our business model is ultimately prioritizing the student athlete. I think Jeff Bezos and Amazon, they built a mantra of obsession over the customer. We absolutely obsess over the customer. Student athletes are our #1 focus.
We are Influxer, an NIL platform geared towards providing NIL opportunities for all student athletes at all universities. We are mission-driven and in relentless pursuit of NIL innovation. Signing up for Influxer today means having personalized merch on our storefront, brand deals happening on our marketplace, and on-campus education. It also means having our team selling your gear at pop-up shops, having internship opportunities, having career placement help, and as well as transitioning into our legacy program. Who we are and why we do it will never change.
So Influxer was actually founded in 2020. It was meant to be built for the preparation of NIL before it passed, ultimately. So we're trying to be on the forefront of entering this new industry, finding this new space, and the original intent, and still is the foundation at our core, is providing NIL opportunities for all. And so building a platform that not just the top players could be on, but all 500,000, 600,000 student athletes across the country can all be on one platform to monetize from their NIL, whatever that was going to look like. Super excited about what we've built and everything we've accomplished up until now, but we know that we're still just scratching the surface.
Influxer is committed to creating equal opportunity for NIL. That means we offer our services for every student athlete, every conference, sport, gender, division, you name it. We pride ourselves in equal student athlete representation across the board for all of our signed athletes looking to capitalize on their name, image, and likeness.
I think what makes Influxer different is we are a tech company, not a merchandise company. And so that allows us to do a lot of things to be very, very flexible. We looked up one time and we were like, nobody's scaling this, nobody's providing this for everyone, and they couldn't because they didn't have the tech. So we thought, why not us? Why can't we do that?
We are the pioneers. We do merch, we do brand deals, legacy gear, new products, job placement after college, education, memorabilia, marketing tools. We want to do it all in one place, all in one app, as easy as possible. We know how complicated student athletes' lives are. First thing we always think about is what is the most useful for student athletes. We have a lot of student athletes on staff and we go to them first and we say, when you were a student athlete, what would you have wanted in an NIL deal? What would you have wanted in terms of tooling? And then it comes down to us engineers. We think about it, we implement it, and at the end of the day, it works great.
Being a former student athlete myself and thinking about my time playing college football at Baylor, I was a walk-on. I ended up earning a scholarship after my second year. I came from a small town, had a big support system, and to me, when I think about NIL, I think about people like me and people that come from these small towns all over the country that are heroes and hometown heroes and have kids that look up to them that is valuable and can be monetized and can benefit the athletes, the brands and businesses from these hometowns, Gatesville, Texas, like mine, that I believe every player inherently has NIL value. And it's important to build a tool like Influxer that every athlete can take advantage of, because it isn't just about the top 1% of players and the first round draft picks. So being able to provide an opportunity for all athletes is always going to be a core of Influxer and why it's so important.
At Influxer, we empower student athletes to take charge of their own brand. We're a company built by athletes for athletes. We've been in your shoes, and we're making NIL possible for all college athletes.
Most people think that student athletes have to have a big following on social media or thousands of fans to monetize their NIL. However, the truth is anyone can benefit from having their own merchandise collection. Everybody has friends, families, teammates, somebody that wants to support them. Don't sell yourself short and miss out on an opportunity to monetize your NIL.
Creating a storefront and turning your NIL into cold, hard cash can be difficult, and we know that. There's creating the merchandise, creating a website, fulfilling your customers' orders. It's a lot to juggle. As a student athlete, we know you've already got a laundry list of things that you're having to worry about. Games, practice, academics, and a social life. But at Influxer, we make it easy to capitalize on your NIL. You can go to influxermerch.com and sign up to sell merchandise on our website. It takes 5 minutes to sign up, and then we've got it covered. We'll create your gear, send you a link to your merch storefront, and then fulfill all the orders that your fans send in. The best thing, this happens within minutes of you signing up with Influxer.
These student athletes are actually able to track these sales live on the app. They're able to pay out monthly, either PayPal or Venmo, being able to see what products were sold, how much they're making every month.
Signing up with Influxer is a win-win for all. First of all, it's completely free for student athletes to sign up. No hidden fees up front. In addition, our user-friendly interface makes it super easy for student athletes to sign up, connect with brands for brand deals, and sell their merchandise. For schools, Influxer is a great way to maximize your revenue generated by student athlete NIL merchandise sales. In an ever-changing landscape, NIL is a great way to build a sense of community between your student athletes, your fans, and your university. And for all those rowdy fans that are supporting your university every step of the way and bleeding your school's colors, this is a great way for them to support whichever student athlete they want. By supporting their NIL, fans are directly able to help the student athletes that they're repping.
Influxer is a cutting-edge marketplace platform connecting student athletes with lucrative brand partnerships and NIL opportunities. With our innovative iOS app, you can easily browse a curated list of partnerships, customize your campaigns, set competitive rates, and access valuable resources to maximize your NIL.
So with Influxer wanting to provide NIL opportunities for all athletes, we wanted to make sure that we could include international student athletes. A big piece of what they need to accomplish as international student athletes for an NIL deal is that it must be a passive income opportunity. Being a former student athlete, thinking about what passive income means, that means for the athletes that there can't be any work, physical work that they're doing inside of the United States to promote or earn income from their name, image, and likeness unless it is passive. And so we built this opportunity not only to be passive for international student athletes, but also all athletes. We know how busy everyone is, and so this is really just advantageous for everybody involved for it to be passive, where the international athlete can sign up. All they do is sign the contract, and we're taking it from there. We create the storefront, we are promoting it on social media, we're doing all of the work. The only thing the international athlete has to do is input their payment information, receive the income. They're making passive income from their name, image, and likeness in a legal, compliant, and safe way, even with the Department of Homeland Security. And the beautiful part about it is also passive for all domestic and all athletes across the country. We want to take as much work off of your plate as possible. You got class, game, film, practice, somewhat of a social life, friends, family, everybody has stuff that they deal with. Influxer is just an added resource. We do all the work for you. You collect your income passively.
At Influxer, we understand your journey as an athlete extends beyond the field, which is why our service to you continues even after graduation. Through our career advisory services, we are able to ensure that you are given the opportunities to perform internships, grow your resume, as well as do interview preparation. In addition to our career advice, our postgraduate job placement services will prepare our athletes, connecting them with job opportunities all across the United States that will help them seamlessly make the transition into the workforce, giving them the support and the confidence they need to embark on the next chapter of their career.
With a plethora of different Influxer professionals, we cover a wide variety of different educational services. From contract negotiation, compliance, content creation, and brand development, Influxer has you covered when it comes to NIL education and resources.
Some of the things that we do to help our athletes build their brand is posting them on social media. So we have an account for every single school where we have an intern that will then go and post that athlete just to get their name out there, show the products that they have available. And that also gives the athlete an opportunity to share that to their personal page so that their friends, fans, and family can go and purchase their merchandise to support them through their journey here, whatever university they're at, whatever level it is.
So another thing at Influxer that we're excited about is our podcast that we're launching. As we know, content is king, short form is king, and it's really the best way to get in front of target audience, customers, family, friends, your social media, your personal brand, getting as much content out there and showing who you are, putting a face to a name. People will recognize you, build your personal brand, use your name, image, and likeness, and we're gonna do that through building out our podcast network and partnering with third-party podcasts, creating podcasts with our student athletes, getting as much behind the scenes of what Influxer does, our thoughts on NIL, our thoughts on sports, real life stories from these players that all have tremendous stories and backgrounds and upbringings of what's led them to where they are today and what it really takes to be a student athlete that we can share to the world, share to high school athletes, anybody that's aspiring to go to college. They can see more behind the scenes of what that looks like. And right now, there's such a massive opportunity to get all 500,000 of these stories out into the market and into the world for everybody to see. Everybody has a unique story. People love consuming content. We want to help the student athletes, give them that foundation to get comfortable, get in front of the screen, get on camera, and let people know who they are, because that's ultimately going to build their personal brand. It's going to help them even in future jobs, interviews, their careers down the line, handle cameras if they do go pro. It's all stuff that no one else is doing, and we want to put a big emphasis on.
At Influxer, our core focus is creating opportunities for student athletes to monetize their NIL and also build their personal brand. Unfortunately, a lot of student athletes in the past were not able to take advantage of the NIL ruling because it just passed in 2021. However, with Influxer's legacy program, former student athletes are now able to sign up with Influxer merch to have their own custom NIL merchandise collection.
At Influxer, our core value is simple: athletes first. We're committed to putting student athletes at the center of everything we do, ensuring their needs, their goals, and aspirations are always our top priority. Our mission is to empower them with tools, resources, and opportunities to succeed, not just in sports, but in life. For us, Influxer, this purpose is more than a statement. It's our driving force. It means creating an environment where athletes feel valued, supported, and equipped to reach their full potential. When we say NIL for all, we mean providing equitable access to resources that allow every student athlete to leverage their name, image, and likeness in meaningful ways, regardless of the sport, the division, or playtime. This approach levels the playing field and opens doors to new possibilities, fostering a culture of inclusivity and opportunity. Because when athletes succeed, everyone wins.
So another core value at Influxer is transparency. Everything that we do, we want the student athletes, the universities, the moms, dads, agents, everybody to feel comfortable with what we're doing behind the scenes and showing them, hey, here's all the sales that have been made. Here's all the schools that we work with. Here's all the players that we work with. Here's how many royalties we've distributed to all the players. We want people to trust us and know that, okay, Influxer is transparent. They show what's behind the scenes, because ultimately we want the student athletes to benefit, and we need people to trust us in order to do so. And so we've implemented a lot of tools to help with that transparency for the student athletes and for the universities. On our app, athletes are able to track their sales. They get push notifications when a sale happens. They can see how much was sold, what the cut is for them, and how much they're taking home at the end of the day. There are some things that are private, such as how much the university royalty fee is, confidential for each school, but we give the players enough information of, hey, here's all of the costs, here's what you're going to take home at the end of this month and get paid out, here's kind of where your school and everybody else ranks along the way. We also have stuff for the universities as well. The compliance, admin, licensing directors, athletic directors, that upon request, they can have access to our back end and see all the players that have signed up, how many sales they've made, how much money is going to each player, copy of the contract, copy of all the links to the players' websites, provide all of that information to the athletic departments to make them feel comfortable, safe, and for us to just be transparent and build these relationships and continue to grow our relationships with these schools.
Treating student athletes like professionals is something that is always going to be at the forefront focus of how we operate. Not only just making sure that they're being treated like professionals within the NIL space specifically, but even just for personal growth, career advisory, and just overall development.
Being true to yourself is important to us here at Influxer. It's especially important in the world of sports because athletes are often viewed just as athletes. However, at Influxer, we're building a platform that allows the athletes to share their point of view. We encourage the authenticity. We want them to build upon their character, their values, their interests, and not just a product on the field. We're inspired to build real connections between athletes and their fans by allowing the athletes to express themselves in their entirety.
We understand NIL is not just for 4 years. It's the foundation of a lifelong asset. Through building skills, building connections, as well as getting real-world experience, giving them the stability and the overall experience that they need to continue on. With us, we truly understand and we truly believe that NIL is a lifelong asset.